start building the fuel tank. It'll hang below the frame in this area here. Starting point will be a piece of 4-inch 304 stainless steel. Use a hose clamp to try and mark a square edge for the end, because it's kind of tricky for me to cut this square with the tools that I have. So I need all the help I can get. So you kind of snug the clamp down, spin it, and it'll kind of find its natural spot. Mark it about halfway around. Let the Sharpie dry for a second. And then spin the clamp about 180 degrees. Try and stay lined up with your existing mark that you just made. Finish making your mark, and then let the Sharpie dry. Now let's go around the grinder and meet up to that line. At least I should have a fairly straight square edge on there. You know, it's probably not perfect and there's better ways, but with the equipment that I have, this is the best that I can do. So I decided I didn't like where this gas tank was going. Wanted something different. It wasn't a total loss, I guess. I cut the top off of it to use for the new tank, and which is this part here. So I cut that off and spread it out a little bit, and cut 2 more pieces out of that 4-inch stainless for the side pieces, and then just a piece of flat for the bottom. So this is the back of the gas tank, and this is the front. I think it's got a little more volume than what I was originally building, and a little different look to it. So I've got this all tacked together, and I marked out some plates for the ends. So I'll tack those into place and finish grinding them a little closer, and then finish welding them all the way around. Got the end caps welded on, ground out, both ends. Then I made the front mounting bracket. So then I took some of this foam tape, put it between the frame and the fuel tank to give it just a little air gap for when I weld the brackets to it. So I'm gonna clamp this to the tank and then put a couple tack welds to hold that in position, and then I can start building the rear mount for it. Here I've started making the rear bracket for the fuel tank. This is just some 1/8 by 2-inch 304 angle. So here I have the front mount all welded in. And I have the rear mount made up and then clamped in place. I'm going to tack weld that on the fuel tank. Got the rear mount fully welded in place. Then I went ahead and marked and then drilled a pilot hole for the vent for the fuel tank. So now that I have that pilot hole in here, I can weld up these seams. I waited to this point because if I didn't have that pilot hole in there, there's no place for the internal gases to vent. So as you close up these seams, you could possibly blow out your weld as you're welding it. Got those seams all welded up. So I'm going to start working on the fuel filler. This is just a fuel cap and bung that I believe I bought off of eBay. Stainless bung with an aluminum cap. I'm going to have to weld an extension to it to bring it up high enough to clear the frame that I want, the way that I want it to. Got the fitting welded on for the vent. It's just a 1/8 inch NDT bung. And I welded the fuel filler bung onto the extension. And I marked and opened up the hole for the fuel filler. So I'll put it on the bike so that I can make sure that this is centered how I want it. It looks right. And I'll tack it in place. And take it back off and then weld all the way around that. Fuel filler is all welded in place. So So the next step, I'm going to mount the fuel tank in the frame and then figure out where I'm going to put the fuel petcock. This is what I'm going to use. Motion Pro 1/4 inch MPT by 1/4 inch nipple. I normally use an 1/8 inch MPT, but it's kind of hard to find right now. Everybody has them back ordered. So then I got a 1/4 inch stainless bung that'll go in the bottom of the tank for the valve that's right into. This is what I use to pressure test my fuel tanks. Just airbrush, air compressor, the regulator, and I put the fuel cap on it and plug the hole in the bottom, and then it's got a nipple fitting where the vent is, which is connected to the air compressor. Put about 20 pounds of air in it, and then I'll dunk it in a bucket of water and look out for bubbles. I've also got a little soap just in case I need to pinpoint where any leaks. I got 20 pounds of air in the tank right now. I don't see any air bubbles on that bottom half. That's what the other half looks like. Yeah, I don't see anything leaking. That's pretty cool.